Hey. G'day, how he's going. Just people make me laugh. Just pulled up here at the causeway on a creek. Just wanted to have a look at some of the sediments in the bank. I just stepped over some very arty work. And someone's been digging some nice clay material out, having a bit of a play with it. But what I found really funny was the artwork that they did. Oh my god. Anyway, gonna go for a bit of an explore up this creek. I brought the gold pan. I'm gonna do a couple of pans along the way. And I just wanted to have a look at the sediments lower down before I start getting up into the mountainy area. Feathers falling out of the sky now. Yeah, and just see how much it changes. I can see a few different rocks there. I'll say the clay mixed in with it, a lot of sand, lots of sand. Yeah, not all waterworn, you can see a fair bit of sharp stone in it. So we're going to go up here, get the pan out, have a pan at the next crossing. Anyway, have a pan at the next crossing and see what we find in the pan. We'll go. Washed a couple of pans. And a bit of purple glass, and I'm not going to tell you what I found. I'll tell you later. I'm just not going to tell you now. I will show you something I found. Now I need to get down and put a little bit of water on it, and I've got to not hurt myself and not fall in the creek. Whoa. Looking the right way. Come on, focus. It's a nice bit of rock. There we go. That looks good. That one will be joining my rock band. That's my comical name for my rock collection. Yeah, I just like the banding there. Nice clears running through the red. Anyway. Yeah, had a bit of a scratch around there and That's that real conglomerate rock that I took that bit of footage of. Yeah, I just washed a couple of pans. Now when I washed a couple of pans, it's not like I'm panning for gold. I'm actually looking for different things. So you pan for gold, you want all your heavies to go to the bottom, you're not worried about the stuff off the top. This time, I'm looking very carefully at what's very light and coming off the top. And I'm just slowly panning my way down. And I say, I found there's a lot of mica here. And I say, it's because it's so light, it floats. And as soon as you move the water and it's flat, it just picks up and flicks. So it flashes in the pan as you're moving the water around. But if you pan off the top really quick, it's gone, you lose it. You don't know it's there. So I say, different panning technique today. Still no gold. I'm not expecting to find gold. I'm actually looking for altered rock. And I'm looking for heat altered rock. And I know the area's got volcanic history, but I'm looking to see if I can find a certain type of rock here. I'll show you some of the rocks that I've been picking up. And so all this stuff's coming out of this one creek. That's a nice bit, that I like that bit. Just the natural cleavage of that stone, like how flat it is. Got a bit of a bend that way. But just such a variety of different rocks. And again, I think what we're looking at with that one is a sedimentary stone, but it's been altered either chemically, like with acid, sulfuric, or whether it's been under heat or pressure, but it's definitely changing. I believe that used to look like this. Just little details, and I say, different types of rock, different structures in it. The quartz out here is actually, it's amazing because it's actually like, quartz is an intrusive rock, but it's actually starting to transform the rock that it's actually intruded into. When I talk about that, I mean, look at this one. Normally when you get quartz in, like intruding through other rocks, it leaves a really defined boundary between the quartz and the other rock that it's intruding into. Whereas this one, it's really penetrated into that rock. And again, pretty sure this has had a lot of heat applied to it at some stage. Anyhow, oh, and I don't know whether he's still here. Where'd you go? Oh, there he is, he's in the gold pan. Tiny, tiny, tiny little caterpillar. Little red fella. All right, add the rocks to the collection. We'll go and see what else we can find. Made my way up onto the side of a hill. Gotten up out of the creek. The creek is down there. So, all right, let's have a look at the rocks that are up here and see what you guys can figure out. the little bubbles in it. And the colour's interesting. Now, let's look at the colour. You know, it's that real orange, mineral-rich colour. Now I'm going to show you something. What colour's steel when you polish it? It's steel coloured, eh? You'll get where I'm going with this. This rock. And all that. Same colour, same sort of bubbles. Now I'm going to show you what it really looks like when it hasn't started to oxidise, when the water and the oxygen hasn't got to the outside of it. That's what all your little bubbles are. Rainwater gets to it, the oxygen gets to it, it dissolves that. And that's how you end up with the little pockets on the outside. Because whatever that mineral is, that is dissolved. And I say there's other little spheres in amongst this rock that, again, I think they dissolve. Go that way. Oh, it's good to sit here on the ground. Trying to get these ones to focus if I don't get slapped in the face by a pine tree again. Tough work, got a big camera crew, gaffer. You can just see that one there's on the way out. It's slowly decomposing, it's changed colour already. Oh, I just knocked it out. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. So yeah, these little black balls or greyish balls, they also seem to dissolve. You don't see them in the outside of it. So there you go. Deceiving, isn't it? You see the red colour on the outside, but you're only looking at what's oxidised. Excuse me. What's on the inside tells us a different story. And I'm still not sure yet, so I've got to take a few samples back and have a look. A closer look, I should say. Again, have a look at the colour of this. Probably not best to sit on black. If I sit on that, yeah, it's got a tinge of green to it. Alright, I'll keep. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I might head back down. I'll head back down to the creek and go and have another look around there. There's one spot in particular I want to go and have a look at, and it's where I believe there's sedimentary stone or old sandstone sitting on top of a basalt formation that only forms above ground. So to me, I'm trying to figure out why something that forms only above ground has sedimentary sandstone sitting on top of it. I'm going to try and solve that one, but I've got to get to it yet. I don't know whether I can get to it. We'll keep going. Back again on the creek again. You can see those pockets in the bedrock. See how it's been tilted? Right, I'll turn the camera like that. That's the, well, that was roughly the angle it was. Now it's sitting that way. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's probably going to ask me what sort of rock it is. I can tell you with 100% certainty, I'm not sure. I say it's an interesting area because I say there's a lot of conglomerate stone here. There's also volcanic stone, and I know up there on, higher up on the hill where we were, I'd nearly call that basalt. But again, until I actually go back and sit down and really closely look at it, I'm not going to know. And I want to know what that white mineral is in the little pockets. I tried to lift one out, and it's very, very soft. It broke, so you can actually, like your fingernail scratch it. It's that soft. But yeah, I need to actually spend a bit of time and try and understand what it is I'm looking at, so I can tell you exactly what it is that we were looking at. So this old pipe, this old asbestos pipe, was put in to service the steam engines. The same as that dam that was built to actually capture water and send it down to the little township where they had the train station, so that they could actually fill up their steam trains with water and keep on heading on. Pretty spot. Yeah, I don't know. I say the rock, in places it's foliated. How do you explain foliated? Right, so with granite, that sun's in a really bad spot. With granite, as it starts to break down and temperature affects it and rainwater and all that kind of environmental things, it comes off in flat plates, what they call foliates. You kind of get a bit of that here, but only every now and then. So again, I'm not, that sun's just a really pooey spot. There's some cacti. We had a look at the bedrock back there. I'm just going to show you the stone here. So this is how quickly it changes out here. Now we had a stone back there that was grey, had bubbles in it, and then all of a sudden you jump to this. I don't know. To me, I'd call that sedimentary. Probably help if I put my glasses on so I'd have a closer look, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. I always do. It might take me 30 years, but I do figure it out. Oh, that was a silly thing. And this is what I do. Try and go too far. Oh, we've got some people over there. They've walked up to the falls. There's one thing I'm pretty certain of with these rocks out here. At some stage they've been bloody hot. So that's what makes me think it's definitely a sedimentary layer. But it's been, I've got bugs in my face, it's been altered. So yeah, I'm no geologist, but I'm going to say that's metamorphic. That's something that's undergone change, but at the surface, not deep down in the ground. It's been exposed to a lot of heat. And whatever material that was trapped in, that material's also been superheated too. Took another few steps and found a really good defined layer in the stone. I'm trying not to move the camera too quick. Then you go from that back to that stuff. And that's where it changes, right there at the face of it. Different sort of rock. That's different rock to what this stuff is. Well, that was a good little find. I'm glad I just turned and looked at that. There's that interesting little layer there. Then you come over to a siltstone, and then in amongst the siltstone, which is here, we've got another layer. And the interesting thing is this has all got water worn and rough stone in it. I don't know whether my knee's going to let me bend down far enough to show you some of the water worn stuff. Well, that one there, you can see the edges of that's round. Now, whether that's from the creek, I doubt it, because I say it's, the more you look into it, like that's been water worn, that bit in there. It's not the creek that's done that. This has all been water worn. Let's bust some out and have a look. Yeah, you can see those rounded shapes. Again, just the way it breaks up, I think it's been cooked like super hot. And all the stuff that was binding it together has just been steamed out of it, dissolved, and it's now falling apart. Right, remember before I said the word about the stone foliating? That's what I mean. Well, that is an example of rock foliating. And if I get that rock there, I'll be able to demonstrate how it's starting to come away from its bedrock. Hear that noise? Pretty solid. Bit more. Completely different sound. That's because that one has fractured and is no longer joined to the natural bedrock. So it's shedding its skin. Probably how it's got its name, foliating. You can definitely hear the difference, even if you can't see it. But yeah, it's obvious, you can see it. Oh, I think my knee's about had enough for today. Oh. Old hand stacked stone wall. They've put their asbestos pipeline along. All right. I'm gonna head back to the cruiser. Get rid of the plant life off me and head back. Lay down and probably have a sleep for the afternoon. What is it now? Hair past the freckle and the mole's catching up. We'll call it 3 o'clock. Yep, that's enough for me for the day. Oh, I can see a shortcut, but it looks boggy. Yeah. We'll give it a run. What's the worst can happen? You get wet feet. Oh! I knew it was going to be boggy there somewhere. All good, put it in low range. Alright, hope you're finding lots of yellow. Get out there and get into it. Oh. Until the next video, have a good one. I'll see you all later. Things you find when you're driving along. Always got to keep your eyes peeled all the time, because winner, winner, chicken dinner.